Please introduce yourself.
Hello, good morning. I am Marife Acain. I am 30 years old and I am married. I have two kids, 9 years old and 4 months. I live in Barangay Kapangyan, Lambunao, Iloilo, and I have two sisters and one brother. And I am second child of the family and I am college graduate.
Okay, can you tutor kids?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have two kids, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you the one taking care of them since their birth?
Yes, ma'am.
And who will take care of them if you work abroad?
My husband and my mother.
Do you have work experience as a domestic helper abroad before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please tell me about it.
I work in domestic helper in Doha, Qatar, in a couple, and have two children and one grandchildren.
Okay, what are the ages?
2 years old, ma'am.
Okay, so what? Okay, so the age of their children.
The age of the children is 26 years old and the 28 years old.
And how about the grandchildren?
The grandchildren, the age of grandchildren is 2 years old.
Okay, so only one
Yes,
grandchild. Okay,
Yes.
so and is there another helper in your employer household?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the job of the other helper?
Do cooking of the driver, ma'am, and gardening.
Okay, so how about you? What are your household chores?
I do cooking also in my employer and the baby and washing pots, ironing, and do taking care of the baby.
Okay, so and are you also cleaning the house of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
And how would you describe your employers? Are they good to you?
Yes, ma'am. Good.
And how would you describe yourself as a worker?
I am hardworking man. I am loyal and
Do you have
obedient.
any tattoo?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a surgical operation or serious sickness before?
No, ma'am.
And why do you want to work abroad?
I want to work abroad, ma'am, to send money to my family, ma'am.
Okay, if what time do you usually sleep and wake up when you're working?
10 p.m. ma'am and night, and then I waking up is 5 p.m. ma'am.
Okay, in Hong Kong, kids are super active and sometimes they tend to be out of control. So how will you control your temper?
I give a more patience in my temper, ma'am.
Okay, so if you are homesick, what would you do?
I do household chores so that my homesick is low, ma'am.
Okay, so do you have an allergy to a certain food?
No, ma'am.
Do you accept no day off but instead to be paid by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
When you visited the parents, relatives, and friends of your employer, will you help and do the housework there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to lend money in Hong Kong?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid of dogs and cats?
No, ma'am.
And are you willing to share a room with the kids and elder in Hong Kong?
Yes, ma'am.
What will you do if the baby is sick?
First, ma'am, I get the temperature. If she is or he is have temperature, I call the employer, ma'am.
Okay, so you mean if the baby is sick,
Yes, ma'am.
you have to inform your employer, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so do you promise not to use your cell phone during working hours?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you smoke or drink alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Do you promise to finish your contract with your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you sing an nursery song for kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please give me example.
The black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for my master, one for my dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane.
Okay, thank you. And can you please say a short message to your future employer?
Good morning, ma'am and sir. Please select me as your helper. I want I make sure I am trustworthy house helper and loyal helper, ma'am.
Okay, so could you promise to love the children of your employer like
Yes.
your own children?
Yes, ma'am.
And could you promise to serve their family with all your heart and with all your best?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you promise to finish the contract with your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
How about extend if needed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are you a happy person?
Yes.
Okay, that's all for today and thank you for coming.